Hello and welcome to the Failsafe Fitness Golf Show, episode number 31. As always, my name is Michael Joshua. I am the owner and trainer of Failsafe Fitness Limited. We talk about all things golf on this show, a little bit of fitness as well, and how you can improve your game, improve your fitness, be a better human being, and most importantly, be a better golfer. Also, we're going to talk about a few news stories that have piqued my interest over the last week or so, and it's going to be a very interesting show, I think. If you do like it, please give it a thumbs up on whatever podcast app you're listening to this. Give it a thumbs up, give it a review, send it to friends. Keep listening, subscribe would be even better, and hopefully there's going to be some big things coming towards the end of this year. Let's get into the show then, shall we? So if you haven't listened before, I'm going to talk a little bit about what Failsafe is going to doing. I don't know what I'm saying today. It's really crazy. It's been a really busy week. I need a day off, I think. No, what Failsafe Fitness is doing in terms of promotions, uh, and it's going to be the last couple of weeks for the 5 for 4. So all the personal training, strength and conditioning, nutrition and weight management, and golf performance coaching, all of that is currently on offer of 5 sessions for the price of 4. That does not include the packages that are available via the website. So link is in this description. The linky link is in the description too. That goes straight to the website, to the blog site. On there is a performance package, which is X amount of sessions for X amount of pounds, and that qualifies for everything, whether that be, again, strength and conditioning, golf performance, or nutrition and weight management. But yeah, it's going to be, we've got a little over 2 weeks left for the promotion of 5 to 4 is going to be coming to an end. The 1st of September will be the final day to book any 5 for 4 sessions. After that, it will no longer be available. It will be getting removed for the rest of 2024. So that's pretty much the news in terms of promotions for the company. Again, links are in the description. Go take a look. In terms of training this week, it's been an interesting one. I've had a really positive putting lesson. So it's something simple drills. I think a lot of people stress themselves out over putting quite a lot. And a couple of clients this week, I've tried to explain to them that getting the ball rolling forward rather than being hit down on and skidding, because 1 degree angle from a 10-foot putt will mean it's probably going to miss by about at least a foot at the other end, and that's just from a 1 degree wrong start line. So I know I worked on a couple of drills to help with pace control. And one particular client was hitting down at the ball, creating that skid. We move the ball forward underneath the left eye, and all of a sudden, because they've got to shallow that out and keep the face straighter for longer, the arc slightly changed, and instead of hooking the ball left on the start line, it was starting dead straight. And then the little putting drill that we did, they hold 9 out of 12 putts, or did 9 out of 12 decent putts from about 6 feet, and then hold 12 out of 12 putts, one of them being an absolutely perfect putt. So yeah, putting lessons are going well. A lot of people struggle with the putting at the minute. Another chipping lesson went very good. I think a lot of people try to overcomplicate it, and my bunker technique, I'm going to give this tip out for free at the very start of the show. My My bunker technique for absolute beginners, when they display the face wide open, so the 10 or 12 degrees bounce they've got on their wedge then turns into like 16 or 18 degrees of bounce, which is great if it's got dry sand and you've got really fluffy sand and a really high bunker face. But you don't need to present that kind of off. More than likely, you're the person that's knifing that ball into your playing partner's chests or the side of the face of the bunker. So having this really sort of toe down, heel up, toe down, and my chipping stance, and you're basically trying to play a speedy chunk, um, has been performing quite well for my clients, and that's a free lesson. So toe down and toe down, uh, no open face, and you're just trying to hit about an inch behind that ball and really chunk it out the toe with a bit of speed at the bottom. And I'm not saying it's a 100% foolproof, but I'd probably say at least 8.5 times out of 10 that ball's getting out of the bunker. Might not be perfect, but it'll be out of the bunker that you're in. I've been teaching that this week. Also, a couple of on-course lessons, a couple of people struggling with their aiming off the tee and into greens, and a particular client struggling with just routine. And I think the more you drill routine, I think we've all done it. We've all hit like a top and then stomped up to it, 8 or 10 feet away, and then just stood up to it and hit it again. No routine. You haven't checked your line, haven't even checked if you needed to change clubs. You've just tried to hit it again. And I'm going to say probably 7 times out of 10, that second shot is still not very good. Uh, Compared to if you just took a breath, went through your routine, pick a line, know your yardage, check the lie. Do I need to miss anywhere? Is there anything I need to avoid? Pick a club, couple of practice swings, and then commit to that shot. Taking your time to do that is going to reset the focus, reset, and make you play a little bit better. So having a routine on course is definitely uh, beneficial. That's been pretty much it this week. It's going to be a short podcast. It's been very, very busy. Many congratulations to my fellow greenkeeper at Himley for having their baby. I know there's a few things got to happen as well, but well done, congratulations. It'll be nice to see Oliver as soon as everything is good. So let's talk about the big boys and girls then before I get into the news stories that have caught my eye this week. I think a couple of them are quite tasty. PGA are at the FedEx St. Jude. Obviously, FedEx playoffs are starting now. So, what is it, top 70 there at the minute? Goes down to the top 50 and then top 40, top 30, and then they're into the FedEx playoffs. For stupid sums, what I think is 20 million this week. LPGA Tour and L Ladies European Tour are at the Scottish Open, and we are just under 2 weeks away from the Ladies Open Championship as well, which is going to be fantastic. Liv, obviously, they're at Greenbrier, and if you remember last year, I think Bryson DeChambeau broke 60. Did he shoot a 59? And he was like one shot or 1 inch away from a 58. So he broke 60 at Greenbrier last year and ended up winning it. And the DP World Tour, they are at the Czech Masters, not earning as much money as everybody else around the world, which is a shame. So there's interesting things. I think the Ladies Scottish Open will be great to watch. I think anybody who's an amateur golfer should go and take a look at the ladies' Scottish Open and the ladies' Open next week. Um, I think they are very relatable in terms of the way that they play golf. They plot their way around a little bit. And I think if a lot of amateurs took the lead from those girls, those ladies, I think you could learn something from the way that they play their golf. It's very interesting to watch. It is for me anyway. Let's get into the news. So the first part of the news for me, interesting. So I talked about this earlier in the year when Anthony Kim, the PR stunt that was Anthony Kim, came back to live. Revealed in an interview recently that the USGA actually refused to reinstate him as an amateur as he weighed up his options before joining the Live Golf League. The 39-year-old ending a 12-year exile from the game earlier this year when he signed a one-year deal to compete at the Saudi-funded circuit through 2024 as a wild card. Prior to making his comeback at Live Jeddah in March, the American hadn't played a competitive round of golf since the Wells Fargo PGA Tour Championship on May in 2012. A lot of people speculated over his disappearance, but he actually ended up, he was injured and took the insurance money. The insurance payout was about $10 million or $15 million total. He's actually had to pay $8 million of that back because he's come back into golf. And he said he actually tried to get his amateur status back for the PGA Tour, but it was refused. And his wife was going out, and I was sitting on the cart, and I could hit a good shot, she said, so how cool would it be if he played in the Masters again? And the only way he could do that was by competing in the US Amateur. The Masters currently extend invites to the winner and runner-up of the previous year's US Amateur. He called his old agent, but the USGA said no. And that was something I thought would be pretty cool for my daughter to see, and I definitely will be trying to qualify for some majors next year, and I'm looking forward to it. But Kim said he was given no explanation by the USGA for turning down his request, adding, "I'm glad they did, and I got this opportunity to play over on Live." A wide-ranging conversation. Kim also opened up on doctors telling him he didn't have long left. He had less than 2 years in terms of, that was about 2 years ago. Faced abuse from social media trolls. His time in rehab, which I think is very evident in the way he looks now. He intends to play, how much longer he intends to play, and how Liv persuaded him to return. I think the dollar signs that were thrown at him might be a big part of that. But what do you make of that? I mean, Anthony Kim retired in 2012, took a $15 million paycheck or $1 million a year paycheck to not play golf again on his insurance. So is that just the USGA saying, well, you were washed up and finished 12 years ago, we don't think you could make it? Do you think if how things may have turned out differently if the USGA had have said yes, and he may have qualified for the US Amateur, may even have won it? You never know. Stranger things have happened. He's been fairly uncompetitive on Live, but the competitiveness of Live, I think there's about 15 guys on that Live tour that are competing for wins week in and week out, and he's just in the bottom 15, getting thrown about a little bit. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting, caught my eye, and it was just a big PR stunt for Liv to get him to go there. The second one is quite interesting, and I'm pretty sure if you're a golfer who's travelled abroad anywhere and something's not gone your way, well, this is Boo Weekley. Of course, not everyone has, 3 PGA Tour wins or Ryder Cup to their name, but Boo Weekley certainly does. The 51-year-old was set to tee off at the Shore Charity Classic on the Champions Tour in Canada when he arrived without his suitcase. And in true weekly fashion, he brushed it off as the next part of an already adventurous year. He said, "We've rented a U-Haul and then lost my luggage in another couple of places." He said, "And another week of losing luggage is nothing new. They don't know where it is, and it was WestJet that lost it. We flew straight from Seattle to Calgary. Somehow, in a 2-hour flight, his luggage has gone missing." So that's when he took matters into his own hands, and instead of being kitted out in his latest gear, sponsors intact, Weekly was forced to make a mad dash to Walmart, and he will now wear clothes from the supermarket's golf section for the next week. He said, "I've already went to Walmart today and bought some Ben Hogan clothes. I picked it out myself, so I thought I did a pretty good job of making a fashion statement, as I am. I'm not like Larry the Cable Guy. He still wears shirts and stuff. He has his own fashion, and I don't think they'd allow it out here for me playing like that. I got me a Ben Hogan shirt, some shorts. These things are nice. These ain't like swim trunks. They're quite stretchy. And for an old fat guy like me, they suit me. So yeah, we need to check the history books on this one, but it's likely Boo Weekly could be the first person to win on the Champions Tour or win on any tour being dressed in all Walmart outfit. And Boo Weekly was pretty decent when he was playing anyway, but it just goes to show that it doesn't matter how good or bad your golf is, sometimes things just go missing. Third and final one for me was quite interesting. This is from Bunkered, and it concerns the likes of Tyrrell Hatton and John Rahm. So the major season has passed, and Tyrrell and John haven't exactly uh, had an esteemed major season considering they're playing on Live. But like his new Legion 13 teammate, Hatton jeopardised his chances of competing at next year's Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black when making the leap to Live. However, the duo, dubbed the Team Angry in last year's epic victory at Marco Simone, have held their DP World Tour cards, despite fines and suspensions mounting up for playing on conflicting Live events. And when Live's 14-event season is done, both Ram and Hatton apparently are planning their comebacks to retain their membership and to meet the playing requirements required by the DP World Tour. And after this week's £25 million event at the Live Greenbrier, Hatton will travel to the Belfry, four-time Ryder Cup venue in Sutton Coldfield, which now stages the British Masters. It will be the first time Hatton has teed up on the DP World Tour since the Dubai Desert Classic, a week he spent agonising over the offer from Greg Norman's breakaway Live Golf. He then tees it up in Liv's season finale at Chicago and Dallas before crossing back over the Atlantic for the Spanish Open and Alfred Dunhill Links Championship. Ryder Cup points start at the British Masters. Live events on the same period this year as the Irish and Wentworth BMW Championship. Previously, those two events will be held looking to play, but I haven't played in the British Masters in a long time because it's always fallen on the FedEx playoffs. He said, "My main aim with these three events is to earn some Ryder Cup points, but also to try and earn enough points to get me to Abu Dhabi and Dubai in November. And that's hopefully where we will finish the season." So if he gets enough points, he can get himself into the race to Dubai, get himself to Dubai and earn some more Ryder Cup points. I mean, Hatton went unbeaten with 3-0 and 1-3 during a magical week in Rome, alongside his now boss, John Rahm. So it'd be interesting. It was just something that caught my eye, and this is something I've expressed a lot this year. And I really do think the DP World Tour did themselves a disservice. I think if the DP World Tour opened their gates and said, look, any of you guys from the Live, the top 20 guys from Live can come and play any of our events. Obviously, you need membership. You need to pay your fines for any events that clash with us, which you're still going to get fined, but you're welcome to come and play on the DP World Tour. And I think if they pay the fines that are outstanding and then make a commitment to play at least 10 events on the DP World Tour a year, how elevated are those events? If you've got people like John Ram, Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, uh, so on and so forth, entering the fray on DP World Tour soil, trying to earn some World Ryder Cup points and elevating that event's status. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think it's a win-win for both sides. You know, that's just my thoughts and feelings on the whole live situation. DP World Tour, you know, is not getting any better because every year the top 10 from the DP World Tour can go to the PGA Tour. So the top 10 players every year just bugger off to America. So why not let the live guys play on the tour? The top 20 of them, those 20 names, the top 20 at live are going to be better than 5 times better to watch and more entertaining to watch than the 10 guys that are going to go to the PGA Tour next year. Guaranteed. And they'll put bums on seats, they'll sell more tickets. I think it's win-win. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments or send me an email and we'll have a chat about it online next week. Right, this is the part of the show that I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago, but I completely blew it and forgot my notes. So this is talking about mobility, specifically shoulders this week. But I think after seeing a few young ones who have no hips, a few old ones who have no shoulders, a few in-betweeners that have no spine mobility, this is something that I think everybody in the golfing world, young, 20 years in, or old, needs to do. And I think mobility, mobilizing joints, particularly shoulders this week, hips, ankles, spine, and shoulders, those are the things that need to be mobile. If one of those is broken in terms of it's inflexible or immobile, then your golf swing is going to be very funky and you're going to have to do something that's probably putting stress on everything else. So this week I want to talk about shoulders. Now, mobility and some exercises that are going to help strengthen, potentially help you gain some more mobility, and definitely help bulletproof them from any injuries whilst you're playing golf. So the first one is going to be, you can do this with a towel. You don't need a band, but I'm going to say band because bands are a great thing, and the next exercises are all going to require some kind of exercise band. So go down the middle aisle of Lidl or Aldi. Some Tesco's have probably got these as well. They're little rubber exercise yoga bands that are anywhere between £5 and £10. Go and pick yourself one up. Red ones are the least resistance, and then you work your way up to like a blue or a green, a purple. You get yourself a couple black. Those four colours are great. And the varying degrees of difficulty. So this one is going to be, you put one arm behind your neck, one arm behind your back, and you're literally going to grab the towel or the band, and you're just going to scrunch it through your fingers and hold it. So for 10 seconds, top hand is gonna pull the bottom hand up, and then you're gonna switch, and so the bottom hand is gonna pull the top hand down behind your back. This is gonna help stretch the muscles in your shoulder and give you some more mobility. And it's also going to help open up that chest, hopefully. Second exercise is internal rotation. So what we are going to do is you're going to tie that band around a door handle. Make sure it's nice and secure. You're going to stand with your hand at 90 degrees, like you're holding a mug of coffee or tea or whiskey, whatever your tipple is. So you're going to hold your arm up, left or right, doesn't matter. You're going to switch to the other one in a minute. You're going to hold it up like you're holding a coffee, and all you're going to do is pull that hand across your body. So internally rotate it, keep the elbow bent, and just move the coffee like someone was trying to dunk a biscuit in it, and you're just trying to protect it. So bring that across your body and do that 10 times. That's internal rotation. Then you're going to turn around and do the opposite. So you're going to hold that cup of coffee with a bit of tension on the band, and you're going to rotate the arm outwards, externally rotate. So take the coffee away from your body. 10 reps each side, probably 3 to 5 sets depending on your strength and your mobility. Start with 3 sets of 10, that would be great. Internal and external rotation. The fourth exercise is going to be band pull-aparts. Now, if anybody's done a warm-up with me, they may have seen, I may have got you to do these. So you're going to hold your hands about chest height with a band in between it, and you're just going to pull that band apart as far as you can get it. Ideally, the band's going to be nice and stretchy, but you're going to feel that in your upper shoulder. These band pull-aparts, again, 3 sets of 10, 5 sets of 10, depending on your strength, work your way up to it. These pull-aparts are activating all the tiny muscles in your shoulders. They're going to help bulletproof them from any injury. And then the fifth exercise, the final exercise to bulletproof your shoulders, is going to be rows. So you're going to either put the band around your feet whilst you're sat on the floor, or you're going to tie it again to the door frame, and you're literally going to hold your arms out in front of you and pull your arms to the side. And you're just going to row like you're rowing a set of oars. You're going to do 10 reps, 3 to 5 sets, and that's your last exercise. So I know it's not exactly a golf tip this week, but this kind of mobility is going to help you increase swing speed and help prevent injury. And we'll go into some hips and ankles and maybe some spine stuff over the next few weeks as well. So that's about it for this week. Go strengthen your shoulders. Let me know what you think about AK being refused entry by the USGA as an amateur. Do we think Boo Weekley is going to win in all warm-up clothing? And it'd be great to see a Ben Hogan logo on a podium, wouldn't it? And what do you make of Tyrrell Hatton and John Ram's plan to get back onto the DP World Tour and try and earn their way back into Ryder Cup contention? Hope you found this episode interesting. I hope you use the exercises that are given you to bulletproof those shoulders. Have a great week's golfing, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.